As a returning shuttle rolls to a stop at the Kennedy Space Center on one of the longest runways in the world, its current mission comes to an end. But the career of the orbiter continues. Within hours of its arrival, either after landing at Kennedy Space Center or returning aboard a ferry flight on the shuttle carrier aircraft, the orbiter is towed to the Orbiter Processing Facility, where post-flight refurbishment begins. Space Shuttle main engines, which have been refurbished, are installed here, along with payloads processed in a horizontal position. Other payloads may be installed vertically later at the launch pad. While the shuttle is being prepared for its flight, the astronauts fly from Johnson Space Center to Kennedy Space Center to meet their Kennedy team members and to familiarize themselves with the orbiter and its payloads. Dressed in protective outer garments, the astronauts and members of the Kennedy Space Center team meticulously inspect the shuttle's cargo to ensure that it is ready for flight and to discuss any changes that might have been made to the systems. When the shuttle processing is complete in the Orbiter Processing Facility, the orbiter is towed into the Vehicle Assembly Building. There it is hoisted to a vertical position in the high bay and mated to its external tank and solid rocket boosters. After assembly and checkout in the Vehicle Assembly Building is complete, the shuttle is rolled out and begins its slow journey to the launch pad. Attached to a mobile launcher platform, the shuttle assembly is hauled from the Vehicle Assembly Building on a giant crawler transporter, originally built for the Apollo missions and modified for the shuttle era. It will take the shuttle about 6 hours to travel the 3 miles to the Oceanside launch pad. With the shuttle on the pad, the astronauts participate in a dress rehearsal for the final countdown. They suit up and climb aboard the shuttle, while launch controllers perform a simulated countdown to launch. This helps guarantee that when the launch occurs, the astronauts and the launch control team are fully prepared for their joint operation during liftoff. During the final weeks prior to flight, the astronauts focus on intensive team training back at Johnson Space Center to perfect their proficiency as a unit. Then, together with the Mission Control Center, and on some flights the Payload Control Center, the astronaut crew participates in integrated training in which flight controllers interact with the astronauts just as they would during a real flight situation. Data and communication lines link the flight control team and mission control with the astronauts in the shuttle mission simulator, mimicking the air-to-ground communication system used during an actual shuttle flight. Normal, contingency, and malfunction scenarios are developed and simulated, exercising the crew and flight control team's interaction and expertise in all aspects of flight operations, such as rendezvous and docking maneuvers, satellite deployments, spacewalks, and science and technology experiments. When fully prepared for their mission in space, the astronauts return to the Cape. During the last few hours before liftoff, 500,000 gallons of liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen are loaded into the shuttle's external fuel tank for use by the main engines. With the shuttle poised on the pad, fueled and ready to go, the astronauts have their pre-flight meal and then suit up in their launch and entry suits. With final preparations completed, the astronaut crew walks out from the crew quarters, files past well-wishers and reporters, and climbs into NASA's transport van for the ride to the pad. Once the astronauts are strapped inside the orbiter and all shuttle systems checkouts are completed, the final countdown begins.
We have a go for engine start. 3, 2, 1. We have booster ignition and liftoff of Atlantis on the 4th flight to dock with the Russian space station.
And once again, a shuttle clears the tower, and a seamless transition takes place as control shifts from the Kennedy Launch Control Team to the Johnson Flight Control Team in Houston.
Booster, the message is inducer only. Gauge top.
As the shuttle and its astronauts climb to space, another mission gets underway, beginning a new cycle for both humans and machinery, demonstrating that teamwork is the building block of human spaceflight that will move us one step closer to the future, back to the moon, and on to the planets beyond Earth's orbit.